Lucky enough to get the job against Kite as well.
Let's get played away, opening term. Tanner, the just turned 21-year-old, up against McGrath. Either side won the tab list, and for the first possession out of the middle, tumbling ball. Page gathers, hurried kick to the defensive 50. How will it sit? Running onto it was Kennedy, just out sprinted to the foot there by Van Leith, who was knocked off the ball there by Blackburn. Ball spills free to Dawson with an early touch. Squaring kick goes into the Prendergast direction. As a party was hard at the footy but went to ground. Garner was quick by hand, got it to Waitman. Kick to a vacant pocket. Mellington couldn't gather the footy, and the clearing kick there but by Page as well. Marked there by Waitman with outstretched hands. Outer side centre wing. Ballarat pressing. They go forward. Mellington the target. Umpire's going to pay that mark. Mellington with the outstretched hands will go back and have a shot on goal. So a good opening few seconds for the Swans. They'd be happy with this start, Blake.
Yeah, great grab there from Mellington. Strong hands.
Been a good player for quite a while. Mellington just had a nightmare run of injury just there pre-COVID. Just getting back to more of the type of footy that we've seen over the journey. So he'll have a shot from about 40 metres out. 45-degree angle, leans back on the left. It's bending across the face of goal. Won't get the distance. And Aidan Tanner's taken a nice mark in front of Hooper on the last 9. So the birthday boy goes to the former member's side of the ground. Kicks okay. Ball gets knocked away from Beecham. Just waiting to take the mark on the chest there. Probably could have gone at the footy with hands out. Chose not to. Negated by the Swans and the affected a stoppage. Tanner with the high fly. Won the tap. Bewley with the pressure. And it'll be a repeat stoppage. So looks like Page with Mellington there. Blake?
Yeah, at the moment, Todd, I noticed that Duncan Cadman was to Domick as well. Domick starting at centre-half forward.
Listed with the hurried kick out of the congestion. Hooper pushed Ward off the ball, but Ward did enough to affect or negate Hooper. Tackle pressure was good on Young there by Mellington. Ward might have cut one high before the ball spills free over the line for a boundary throw-in. So 40 metres around from the Ballarat goal. Still no score to speak of. We've been playing... There's about 17, 18 minutes left in this opening term. There's the throw-in. Tap won by Tanner. Bewley at ground level over the football. Excellent vision there by hand of Jack Bewley. Forced to kick across the body. Spiteri was caught sandwiched in between Swain and Blackburn before the ball spills free over the line for a boundary throw-in. No score yet. Here in Apple 98.5 FM's match of the round. Broadcast side half forward for Ballarat. There's the throw-in. Good tackle by Tanner on McGrath, but the umpire says, throw it back in, young fella. Get a bit more depth on that throw. Boundary throw-in, half forward, broadcast side for Ballarat. Tanner grabbed it out of the ruck. Hurried kick. It's going to overcook it, you'd think. And it's gone over the line, out of bounds on the full. So the resultant free kick will come back into play for Gibson. And Gibson goes short. Made it difficult there for Kennedy, but he kept his feet. Can get onto his preferred left side. Went searching there for Domic. How will it sit for him? He gathers just inside, runs out of room. Good decision, boundary umpire. Just carry the ball over the line for a boundary throw-in. Half forward. Broadcast side for Ballarat. No score yet. The Swans kick to the town end in this opening term. There's the throw-in. Tanner at the back. McGrath in front. Knocks it. Gathered by Gibson. Went to ground. Managed to get a hand pass to Kennedy. Swarmed by Devils. Van Leith was one of those. Second effort okay. Liston kept his feet through traffic. But there's a scrap around the football. An old-fashioned scrum before it's hurried out of the congestion by Dawson. Just got it inside 50 for the Swans, but overcooked the kick and it's gone out of bounds on the full. Have you seen the opening couple of minutes, Blake?
Yeah, pretty interesting, Todd. Pretty scrappy so far. Just noticed Dawson following Brett Bewley around pretty heavily. Really strong at the contest with him.
So Page conceded ground to Beecham. It got it to Young. Went towards Azapati. Was cut off well there by Waitman. Onto the right boot. Sends the ball back in. Hooper's got 2 to beat. Page at the back. Beecham in front takes the mark. A nice mark from Beecham. Did some good things in our last broadcast game here against Sunbury. Goes short. And Mitch Ward takes the mark in the last line of defence. Goes short. Kick needs to be good. Young had to be stronger in the contest. Went to ground. Will cop a free kick and let off there for the Devils, Blake.
Yeah, very lucky to get away with that one, Todd. Don't want to turn it over there, right in the middle of the ground.
So Young just inside the Devils' defensive 50 with ball in hand. Will weigh up the options and go short along the line. Mark's been taken comfortably there by Bewley in front of Dawson. And speaking of Brett, excellent exponent of the drop punt. Goes in the King direction. He's pushed under the football there by Bade. Keeping his feet there was Sutton. Keeps the ball inside the boundary line. Negotiate through hand. Got it to Bade. Baker's pressure was okay. Bit of a kicking in danger infringement here against Bade. And the resultant free kick will go to Spiteri on half forward. Their first genuine opportunity to go inside 50 here for the Devils. They send the kick across the face of goal. As a party sets, and Roller's got it. Across the front of the pack. And read it beautifully, the former Williamstown VFL forward has taken a mark. And with that first entry inside 50, albeit shallow, Blake, they've got a shot on goal.
Yeah, I think it was perfect though, Todd. Getting it in long and deep, I think sometimes gets caught out a bit just trying to wrestle, and too many blokes get back. So I think that's where he's going to get his footy today, out in the lead, out in the space.
So making most of forward 50 entries will be the message of the day for the Devils, you'd think, because they're very accountable in their defensive half. Ballarat as Bewley Rodder leans back on the kick, straight over the goal umpire's hat. Darley get the first of the afternoon. And for all of weighted possession with the Swans, it's Darley who are 1 goal 6, who lead Ballarat yet to score. We've been playing the best part of 7 minutes in this opening term. Quick score around the ground. Redan 7 leads Sunbury 1. And no score at Lake Windermere or Melton as yet. But we'll do our best to bring them to you as they unfold throughout the afternoon. Back in the middle of the ground. Tap one by McGrath. Prendergast tackle taken to the ground by Van Leith. Good pressure from the youngster there, Blake.
Yeah, good tray. He's got very good pace. So trying to expose Ballarat with a bit of outside run there, I think, putting Van Leith in the middle.
Tap one by Tanner went only as far as Domich. The youngster there, Draver, was forced under pressure. Simpson back to Draver. Tackle taken to the ground. Bit of a scrimmage here on attacking side, centre wing, broadcast side. And there'll be a ball up. Darley with the opening goal through Rodder. Tap one by Tanner. Chance here for Kennedy, normally strong in the clinches. Hustled the ball forward about 6 or 7 metres to half forward before the umpire blew the whistle and effect a ball up right on the corner of the centre square here, broadcast side. For Ballarat, they kick to the Bacchus Marsh end in this first term. Kennedy through traffic, just as I spoke about when searching for Domich. Just threw it onto the left boot, tumbling inside forward 50. And the mark's been taken here by the Swans in Paddy Simpson. And Simpson will go back and have a shot on goal from about 35 metres out.
Good courage there, Todd. Back with the flight as well.
So the debutant Lawler manning the mark. Simpson, a little speedster for the Swans, has a chance to go back and level the scores this afternoon. So Simpson, deliberate approach, set sail, and off to the left. Body language, the first sign that had missed as he slapped the thighs that left the boot. So Ballarat open their account, albeit a minus score. They're 1 behind. They trail Darley 1 goal straight 6 as Bewley sends the ball back into attack. Look at that. Goes in the middle of the ground. Tanner couldn't take the mark. Chance here for Joel Cadman at ground level. Hacked out of it by Azapati. Got it to half forward. But they've got numbers here, the Swans. They go lateral towards Draver, who held his wing well from half back. Got it to Domich. So Domich with ball in hand. Looks to go inboard and then just sends a high kick here. It's a 2-on-1. Kennedy's up against it. Good work there by Lawler to allow Page just to come in and take an uncontested mark. He went boundary side, sent the kick along the line. It's a poor kick. It'll be cut off there by Domich. So he's had a bit of an early Domich, Bailey. Blake?
He certainly has, Todd, working high up the ground as a forward.
Sends the ball towards half forward. It's Kennedy and Page. Kennedy goes the spoil on that occasion. Brett Bewley does the mopping up. Searching hand pass, looking for Page. But the pressure was good. And the ball spills free over the line for a boundary throw-in. On half forward, broadcast side of the ground. Darley 6 lead, Ballarat 1. We've been playing near 10 minutes in this opening term. No wind to speak of. Overcast conditions. Tap one by Tanner. Baker at ground level couldn't gather over in the footy. Chance here for Prendergast. He set the ball forward. Punched away by Page. Read beautifully off the pack there by Cousins. Kick was lateral. Didn't really do as a party many favours. Foot race on in earnest between Blackburn and him. Cousins' second effort was okay there. Left foot kick goes in the right direction. He's worked right up the ground. Spilled a chest mark with the pressure from Perry and over the line for a boundary throw-in. So Cousins have been a handy addition to the Devils this year, Blake.
Yeah, he certainly has, Todd. Played a lot of juniors down forward, sort of half forward. Nice silky mover down there, but Dan decided to try him down at half back. Good ball user, so getting it in his hands a lot, 25, 30 times a game is pretty nice when he's using the footy.
Ball at ground level out of that stoppage. Looks like there's going to be a repeat one as the umpire will come in and affect the ball up. So just the one goal through Nick Rodder on the scoreboard at the moment. The Devils 1 goal straight 6. Ballarat 1 behind. There's the ball up. Tap one by McGrath. Hacked out of the congestion there by Baker. Got it towards half forward. Spiteri's given away a free kick. And it's going to go to Sutton, I believe. Who can go short. Kick's okay to Perry. And he'll concede ground by foot to Fraser. Inside the defensive 50 for Ballarat. Goes by the left foot. Looking there towards Swain. Set up okay for him. Just kicked the ball well with the left boot. And found Prendergast. Speak of Carter. There's 2 of those running around this afternoon. Goes along the line. James the target. Ball went through his hands. Second effort. Gather was okay before he was bailed up. Taken to the ground by Hazard-Party and Young. And it'll affect the stoppage. A ball up. Broadcast side centre wing out of sight of the ground. A bit of a stalemate of sorts at the moment, Blake.
Yeah, certainly is, Todd. A bit scrappy.
Here's the ball up. So both sides have only won one of their opening quarters in season 2022, and it's resembling every bit of that this afternoon.
Certainly is. We have been, Darley have been slow starters. They seem to get into gear in the second half.
As do Ballarat with 5 wins of their 6-4 quarters, identical to Darley. Boundary throw in, half forward for Ballarat. Broadcast side. As a party went to go by foot, was just knocked off the footy with Brett Bewley's own momentum. James over the ball to be lucky to get away with this. Ping, said the umpire. Just need the crowd to get into this, Blake.
Would be nice.
They're contributing to the stalemate at the moment as Page goes towards half forward. And Bade thumps the ball away from Joel Cabin over the line for a boundary throw-in. On half forward, out of sight of the ground. Darley 6, lead Ballarat 1. We've been playing about 12 minutes in this opening term. Throw in. Umpires picked out a free kick. Bewley will take the advantage. And speak of Brett, long left foot kick. Rodder's up there somewhere, got half a hand to it, brought it to ground. Who's at ground level? Swain is for the Swans before he's swarmed and taken to the ground. And there'll be a ball up 35 metres out from the Darley goal. So Bishop, a forward pressure player. Blake would no doubt be asked to tackle and harass and keep the ball in.
Certainly has, Todd. It's a bit of a running joke at the moment with Bish and his tackling ability. He certainly gets big tackle numbers.
Page took an excellent mark off the rebound kick. Committing himself well was Gardner. Lawler was up to it. The air pass just went behind him. His vision was okay. Got it to Young, who was under pressure. Hot footy on in earnest. Layla was good in the contest before he was slung to the ground. Ball spills free. Umpires picked out a free kick. It's going to go to Darley for a throw. And the free kick's going to be taken there by Joel Cadman. So about 50 metres out. Difficult kick from that low pocket out of sight of the ground. Darley kick to the golf club end in this first quarter. To the top of the square. Poor kick. It's all the Ballarat Swans, and Fraser takes the mark. Can go short to James. Almost a half volley, but managed to get his fingers underneath it. Took the grab and went wide to Domic inside the boundary line. On half back. Slow moving football at the moment. He'll decide to switch play. Back to Bade, who marks on the top of the defensive goal square for the Swans. Tried to get away. There was good pressure from Johnson. Struck the tackle in the end. Kick from Bade was good. Got it to Prendergast. It went short again. to Waitman. Right foot kick goes to half forward. Mellington the target, couldn't take the mark, but it went over the back of the pack, favoured him, went with the soccer. Hand passing ball was okay. Chance here for Gardner from the Swans. High kick. Hooper goes up, doesn't quite make the contest in the end before it's stumped over the line for a boundary throw-in about 15 metres around from the Swans' goal. So, Darley 6 lead Ballarat 1, and we're halfway through this opening term here at Darley Park. There's the throw-in. Through traffic was James, had the kick smothered, second effort from Kennedy. Makes no mistake. The Swans get their first of the afternoon, and they hit the front here at Darley Park. They're 1 goal, 1-7. They lead Darley 1 goal straight 6. So Kennedy with his first of the afternoon. Not the most enthusiastic bunch in attendance here this afternoon, Blake.
No, it's pretty quiet, Todd. Probably, like you said, probably contributing to the lacklustre start, I guess.
Maybe the fans themselves have better second halves. Let's wait and see. Let's hope so. Let's fire this game up at Darley Park. Plenty on the line. East Point 20 lead Bacchus Smash 12. Melton 18 lead Lake Windaree 3. Back in the middle of the ground. Tap won by McGrath. Ball at ground level. Prendergast could have been held. The umpire agreed it'll go against Tanner. Waste no time. Should have been told to come back over the mark. The kick goes out wide in front of Prendergast. And the mark's been taken by Lawson on this occasion. About 40 metres out from goal, 45-degree angle. So the Swans pressing, they've probably had most of the play in the opening 7 or 8, and then Darley had the next 5, and the Swans have had the last 2. So both teams with their time with the ball. The Swans with a 60-40 weight of advantage, you'd think. So far, as Prendergast will set sail for the judge. Has he got the journey? He will, but he won't have the accuracy. It's off to the right for a minor score. So Ballarat 1 goal 2-8. They lead Darley 1 goal straight 6. Low scoring affair here. Kick in from defence from Page. Went for the youngster Gardner in his second game. He did well to get back to his feet. Might have caught one high. Page had to push up before Kennedy could get it and send it forward, and the mark's been taken there by Gibson. So Gibson, former Hawthorn champ, left footer, up against the boundary line, about 20 metres out from goal. You reckon he'll have a pot shot here, Blake, or you'll look to square it up?
Potentially run around on the right. I haven't seen him kick too many right foots, though.
We'll see how he goes. He's going to go with the deliberate address with the left boot. Let's see how he goes. Gibson sets sail, and it's going to go across the face of goal. Miss everything out of bounds on the fall for the former Hawthorn great, albeit defender. So Ballarat 1 goal 2-8, lead Darley 1 goal straight 6. Near 18 minutes gone, opening term. Bewley marks the kick in from Bewley. Ward presents. Tomic presents. Oh, excellent overhead mark there from Ward. Great commitment. And that hurt the young fellow. He wouldn't want to run into Domic running the other way too often, Blake.
No, he's built pretty strongly, isn't he, Todd?
Kick goes towards centre wing. Didn't go exactly where he wanted it to go. Bait at the back, and there's a turnover opportunity here for the Swans, but they go lateral, and Swain took a while, but he didn't even pick it up in the end. Fraser was there to lend assistance. Quick there from Blackburn. And there's a nice mark taken there by the birthday boy. 21 and 5 days. Sold the candy and then went back onto the right boot, if you don't mind. Went in the Rodder direction, a half forward. Swans have got numbers through Fraser, who got the ball over towards Blackburn. The ball's going to come back through Gardner as a likely time. Hacked the ball towards the attacking 50. Johnson trying to keep his feet, did so, but Swans again have got numbers. And they find Blackburn on defensive side centre wing. He plays on. That's a terrific kick. Found Kennedy. Didn't have to break stride. Sent the ball low. Was intercepted by Beecham. Hooper onto the right boot across the body. You don't have to give that man many chances because he's put it through. Hooper gets his first. Ballarat get their second. And Ballarat now 2 goals 2-14. They lead Darley 1 goal straight 6. So Hooper keeps up his 1 goal a quarter average in season 2022. And for a 10 or 12 possession player, Blake, you really can't afford to give him much more than that.
Yeah, he certainly has an impact, Todd. That was, quite an impressive goal then. Very quick off the mark.
So something needs to change here for the Devils. They've been a bit plain in the opening 20 minutes. Back in the middle of the ground here. Tap won by Tanner. Young runs onto the football. Hurried kick out of the congestion. Goes to half forward. That's a nice mark taken there by Spiteri. I think he was off there, Blake.
Yeah, I reckon you might be right, Todd. Pretty lucky with that one.
Given the benefit of the doubt, Eyes that keeps the kick low, and the mark's been taken there by Rodder.
Twice now from Spiteri as well. Inside 50 sort of hit Rodder. It's just lowered the eyes. Nice ball user, Lee.
So it looks like the big fella Mooney's got the job on. Oh, well, he endeavoured to spoil that. It's Perry standing the mark, but Rodder will go back and have his second shot on goal for the afternoon. Kicked the first goal of the game and has an opportunity to get the Devils back within 2. And we've been playing 20 and a half minutes in this opening term. So Rodder, he'll kick from about 45 directly in front of the golf club end. Leads back on the kick. It's going to go off to the right. So a let off there for the Swans. And a momentum staller for the Devils. 1 goal, 1-7, Darley. Trailed Ballarat 2 goals, 2-14. Ball to come back. Out of defence from the Swans. They get plenty on the kick towards half-back. The umpire's picked out a free kick here. It's going to go against Tanner. It's going to go to McGrath. And he's opposing ruckman. So, cheap free kick against the Devils. McGrath will go short. Kick's okay. Along the line, they'll find Prendergast. Speak of Lawson on this occasion. Ankrum manning the mark. So just waiting for something to set this game in motion, in true motion. It's just been a bit of a lacklustre affair as Waitman marks it on the defensive side of centre wing. James presents wide, but he goes in the Gibson direction. He can take a mark low to the ground. What's going on there? Hardly a mark. Plays on, gave the hand pass to James, put him under the pub. He dropped the ball. Umpire let it go. Chance of Van Lee through traffic. Searching hand pass. Umpire got in the way. Not his best minute. As Prendergast gathers the football, concedes by hand to Waitman. His short kick's good. And he finds Blackburn. So Blackburn with ball in hand. Half forward, out of side of the ground for the Swans. Way up the options. Told to play on. Squaring kick. Devils have got numbers here as they set themselves. 3 men up, none down. Tackle taken to the ground. Good pressure there from Gibson. Gibson just checking on his youngster Darley opponent there, making sure he's all right. Bit of good sportsmanship there from the experienced Gibson. Here's the ball up. He'll contest the ruck duel. Grabbed it out of the ruck. Threw it onto the boot. High up and under kick. Mark won't be paid. Ball at ground level as a party with goes the soccer. Needs to be lucky here. Swans with numbers through Mellington. Got it to Blackburn. He's been okay. Little chip kick would miss the target there in Dawson. Liston onto the football, kick across the body. That's not bad with the left. Use of the body on the goal line from Hooper was good. And it's a goal to the Swans. They get their third of the afternoon. So Liston gets his first. And the Swans get their third. They're 3-2-20. Ballarat, they lead Darley 1 goal, 1-7.
Fair goal there. Tied on the opposite side of the body for him as well.
Yeah, the youngster Liston, but Darley not getting much going at the moment, Blake. They've been a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a stagnated start. A bit slow, scrappy. You've seen when they lower their eyes and hit the inside 50 targets, it's what's going to work all day. So hopefully they clue on to that pretty quickly.
Tap won by Tanner, but Ballarat had 2 players on the Darley goal side of that ball up. So they outnumbered them, but Baker came in to effect the stoppage, so there'll be a ball up. Defensive side of the centre circle here for Ballarat. Tap won by McGrath, second effort okay. Baker through traffic's tackled, ball spills free. Now the Swans have got numbers through James. Tanner was okay before he threw the ball to ground. Liston, the previous goal kicker, gets the ball under the left boot. Domich with strength, kept his feet. Tunnel ball, how will it sit for him? Fell nicely there for Young. Clearing kick, lateral to member side centre wing. Player's got a terrible bounce. Waitman got a good one. Gave it to Garner. Ball goes forward inside 50, and Kennedy's taken a mark on the 50-metre line for the Swans. The left footer wheels and goes, sends the ball into attack. Gibson can take a mark on the chest here, but it's stuffed away by Cadman. Second effort was good, and it's gone over the line for a boundary throw-in. So Important fist on the ball there from Duncan Cadman, Blake, because Gibson was just going to take an uncontested mark on the chest.
It was a super effort, Todd, back with the flight, then he managed to get up and lay the tackle as well. So great effort from Duncan Cadman there.
Boundary throwing. Tanner can take it uncontested, decides to go by the tap, knocks it to feet, and there's a swarm of players waiting at ground level, and the umpire will ball it up. So, been a pretty flat game of footy so far. Ballarat 3-2-20 lead, Darley 1-1-7. Baker out of the congestion, just trying to knock the ball to advantage, but can't. There's just a dozen or so players around the football. Ankrum gathered it before he was taken to the ground by Prendergast, and there'll be a repeat stoppage. So another scrappy opening term from the Devils. They trailed Ballarat by 13 points. Tap won by Tanner, only as far as James, who went by hand to Prendergast. Kick over the shoulder. Tomic has got it. An uncontested mark. And Domic will go back and have a shot on goal. He's been important for the Swans in this first quarter, Blake.
Yeah, he certainly has. So he's got plenty of the footy working high up the ground, and now, marks inside 50, probably 25 out.
So if there were timeouts in football, you would have thought Darley would have called one a couple of minutes ago, but that's not the case here this afternoon as Domic leans back on the kick. Straight over the goal umpire's hat, and the Swans get their fourth of the afternoon. They're 4-2-26. They lead Darley 1-1-7.
4-2-26. Good on you, boys. 1 point, 1 goal, 1-7.
Andrew Hooper, Will Liston, Aidan Domic and Daniel Kennedy each with a goal for Ballarat, and Nick Rodder with the goal. Yep, just a reminder to the men in front, we've got the score in here. We'll be right, thanks. Apple 98.5 FM's match of the round. Darley under the pump, time on opening term. Baker with quick hands to Bewley. Finally get ball to boot. Went lateral to the member side centre wing. Blackburn's been okay in this opening term. Chance here for the Swans through numbers. That's what they've had right throughout this opening term. While the first quarter hasn't been great footy, Swans can hang their hat on having numbers at the contest. Bewley's hands put Van Leith under the pump, and his hands were good. Got it towards Bishop. Went looking for Rodder. At the back is Ankrum. How will it sit for him? He gathers. Tackled. Shrugs one. Quick hands searching. Darley haven't really got many numbers pushing up at the moment. Tanner's taken to the ground, and there'll be a ball up. So well done, the big fella presenting and getting involved in there in that chain, albeit an untidy one from the Devils. So there's the ball up. Tap one by Tanner, just hurried out of the congestion by the Swans. Got it to centre wing. Here they go again through Prendergast to half forward, but it's cut off by Duncan Cadman. Awkward looking left foot kick. Has found Bewley in the middle of the ground. This time it's Jack. So he runs across the middle, goes into attack. Look at the numbers the Swans have got. They're pushed back and the mark's being taken there by Mooney. Very honest behind the ball here this afternoon, the Swans. They can go short to McGrath. I reckon there's a dozen or so Darley players that have had 2 disposals or less in that opening quarter, Blake. There's a lot of players down at the moment on the possession front here. Plenty of players not touching it in the black and white. Honours with the Swans at quarter time. They're 4-2-26. They lead Darley 1-1-7. He's tackled, falls into the hands of Ankrum. Quick hands! And that kick's just gone backwards. Bewley's got an outfield catch to take, and he takes it on the chest. About 40 metres out from goal. The snap from Johnson from about 3 metres out went 33 metres backwards. And an old-fashioned outfield catch. Bewley had to wait under it for an eternity, I speak of Jack. So I'll just quieten down a bit as he'll walk away from us here. 45-degree angle, 35 metres out from goal. Leans back on the kick, and it goes off to the left. And left being the operative word, a let-off for the Swans. Darley 3-2-20, trail Ballarat 4-2-26. So Fraser will lope away with the footy and get onto that left boot. Goes to Members' side of the ground, beyond the defensive 50. Tanner with the second grab, couldn't take the mark. Quick hands from Gibson, got it towards Simpson, but it's all Devils here. How will they negotiate through hand? That's the fourth one. Call it 5 before it's hacked forward to the attacking 50. Poor kick, cut off there by the Swans, and Bade takes the mark on the chest. So just some decision-making, letting the Devils down there, Blake.
Yeah, poor entry, Todd, shallow, and a turnover as well.
Bade goes Members' side. Devils have got numbers. The flyer was Tanner, couldn't take the mark. He's presented well, the youngster, a few days after his 21st birthday, before a scrimmage of players come in and the umpire will effect a ball up. Attacking side of centre wing, Members' side of the ground. There's a goal in it here at Darley Park. Ballarat 4-2, lead Darley 3-2. After Ballarat led it by 19 at the first break. Domich out of the congestion by hand, only as far as Cousins. Concedes by hand. Page had to wait under it for a bit before his momentum kick went out the direction of Young. He's got a couple of Swans to beat. Domich is one of them. It sat beautifully for him, and he ran away and took a second bounce to half forward. Got to 55. Squaring kick to the top of the square. But Layla, the youngster, went back to take the mark. Drop, but he probably should have taken. Ball still in chance here for Hooper. How about that for a pick-up? Soon as he gathered, he was taken to the ground, and a bit hot to chop. Bit unlucky there, the sharpshooter, and the Devils will get out of trouble. Right foot kick to half back as a party hit the ground running, trying to get away from Treba. He's pretty quick, Treba, and he was too quick for as a party. Pinged and holding the ball. You got to pick your mark, Blake, and Treba's not one you want to take on over 20 metres.
No, very quick.
Here's another racehorse enlisted on half forward. Sends the Swans into attack. Hooper the target. Players set themselves. Gibson couldn't take the mark. Cadman at ground level. Hacks the ball out towards the Darley coach's box. Ball stays in play. Hot footy on in earnest here. At half forward. Chance here for Simpson. It will sit for him. Bewley goes with the bump. Was fair. Young through traffic. Quick hands to Bewley. Went to the voice of Page. Found him. Conceded some ground by hand. It was okay. And the Devils will get out of trouble. Strong overhead mark taken there by Cadman. Right in front of Prendergast. He wastes no time, played on. Now he'll measure the kick towards Bewley under the pump. Perry at the back went. The spoil was good. Spills free chance here for the Devils. Hand pass from Ankrum. Got it to Baker, who went short. Oh, and been cut off. And the mark's been taken there by Sutton. Waste no time, got it to Domich, the man of the moment, who kicked it towards half forward. How will it sit for Hooper? Gathers in front of Ward on half forward. Game on here at Darley Park. Left foot kicks an absolute beauty, and Kennedy comes out and takes a nice mark. Can go short to the pocket. Gibson presents and takes a diving chest mark just inside the boundary line in front of Duncan Cadman. So Gibson will run around onto the left boot. Will go to 40 metres and then have a shot on goal. Fairnickham. If you could have a mulligan in footy, you would have taken one there, Josh. Misses everything to the right, out of bounds on the full. So let off there somewhat for the Devils. As we've got a game on here, 4-2 Darley. 4-2 Ballarat, lead Darley 3-2. Ball comes back into play. High up and under kick beyond the defensive 50. Cadman at the back. Should have been paid the mark. The umpire let it go. High tackle applied there, and the Swans unlucky not to get a free kick there. The umpire says, I'll have it. And there'll be a ball up on half forward for the Swans here. Outer side of the ground. Hands out of the congestion for the Swans when searching for Kennedy. Fell into the hands of Bacon before he was dispossessed. Fell back to Kennedy. Got to Draver. Kick around the body. Got inside 50, albeit shallow. Cadman ran through. Forgot to take the footy. Simpson with the outside of the right boot. Kicks the ball across the face of goal. That's a fair effort from the Devils. 2-on-1. Gibson over the 40. They're wanting a free kick here, the Swans, but the umpire says, I'll have it. And there'll be a ball up. So under the pump there, the Devils' defence did well to square it for a stoppage.
Certainly did, Todd. Bit of a momentum shift again, sort of back in Ballarat's favour now.
So Ballarat lead by 6 points. They're pressing in the last 3 or 4 minutes of this second term. There's the ball up. Tap won by Cadman. Holding the man here. Free kick's going to go to Ballarat. They're going to have a resultant shot on goal here. And it's going to be Domich again. 45-degree angle, 25 metres out from goal. Holding the man. Admittedly, we're a long way away from that decision. So we'll go with the umpire's call as Domich. Excellent exponent of the drop punch straight through the middle of the points. So behind and a let-off for the Devils. So a let-off at either end in this second term. Darley with the only 2 goals of the quarter. Ballarat 4-3-27, lead Darley 3-2-20. And we've been playing 11 and a half minutes in this second term. How are you seeing it, Blake?
Yeah, it's certainly been a different quarter to the first quarter, Todd. Very lacklustre, very slow start in the first quarter, but it's been a bit more lively this quarter.
So without tempting fate, the Swans themselves have a pretty ordinary record in second quarters in 2022 with just the 1 win, 5 losses. But they come home strong, as the Devils have also. So it all amounts to an interesting finale here at Darley Park as Brett Bewley brings the ball back into play. Finds brother Jack on half back. Not out of trouble yet. Short kick. Oh, had to be good. Found Brett through traffic. Speak of Brett Bewley. So he's on half back. Weighing up the options. Ballarat's starting to be a little bit more accountable. How's that for a kick? Found Spiteri.
Beautiful, Todd.
So the Swans just seem to have numbers everywhere the Devils want to go. This is really putting pressure on the execution of the Darley kick. So Spiteri goes short back to Bewley. Carmody wouldn't be happy with that. I speak of the Ballarat coach. So he goes forward. Rodder's got 2 to beat. Going the spoil there was Bade. Chance here for McGrath, the big fella through traffic. They combine by hand, the Swans. And Bade goes short. Bouncing ball. Found Straber. Tackle taken to the ground. Brett Bewley again through traffic. Quick hands to Bewley. Want to be quick. Throws the ball onto the boot. Kick smothered. Cadman was strong. Got it to Murley. Goes back through the traffic. Got it towards King. Inside 50, Rodder, 3 to beat, ball at ground level. Where's the crummer? They're all Swans. Surely if they've got 3 up, Darley have got to have a couple down, but no. And they'll effect a ball up here, 25 metres out from the Darley goal.
Plenty of numbers to Rodder then, Todd, 3-on-1.
There's the ball up. Waitman couldn't quite gather the football, ball at ground level. Bit of a scrum on in earnest here, 8 or 9 players around the football. And there'll be another ball up. So Darley 3-2-20, trailed Ballarat 4-3-27. Darley in attack here, 20 metres out from their goal. Rodder to do the ruck work against McGrath. Just shades of pink everywhere. Speak of the Swans. And the umpire will say, I'll ball it up for a repeat stoppage. So we've been playing 13 and a half minutes in this second term. So Rodder and McGrath wins the tap. Bewley goes crashing through. Ball on boot. Don't tell me no. It's off to the right for a minor score. Darley 3-3-21. Ballarat 4-3-27. Bit of to and froing going on here, Blake. The game's right on for anyone here.
Certainly is, Todd. That was very strong through the contest there from Bewley. Would have been something special if he had to kick that.
So Swain went short to Waitman, who went short again to Liston, who went lateral again. The mark's been taken there by Domich on the defensive 50 for the Swans. He'll look to come back and find Perry. Deep in the Swans' defence. Can go short again. Had to be good. Found Swain. Pick up from Anglesey. Good half-back player. And Waitman have been pillars across half-back for the Swans this year. Goes short. Just happy to share it around in their D50 at the moment, the Swans. So it's Perry. Short again. Cut off. Spitteri's got it. It's a bit reminiscent of Sunbury there, the way they used the ball in their defensive 50 before a turnover. At this level is always inevitable. The more you muck around with the foot in your back half, the percentages go up on a turnover, Blake.
Yeah, they were sort of just stuffing around with it a bit there, Todd. 5-6 times looking for the short mark and eventually, caused the turnover with Spiteri intercepting.
So Spiteri will have the shot on goal. Set shot from 35. Leans back on the kick. We'll check out his body language. He doesn't like it. It's off to the right. And a let off there for the Swans. Darley now 3-4-22. Trail Ballarat 4-3-27. And we've been playing 15 and a half minutes of this second quarter. So Swain will bring the ball back into play. And we'll go members side. Keeps the kick low. Beautiful kick. Finds Dawson. So Dawson with ball in hand. We'll go short again. And it's okay. So James now with ball in hand. Captain of the Swans. Defensive 50. Goes short again. That's 8 or 9 short kicks in a row from the Swans. Told to play on by the umpire. So the kick from Prendergast. Tumbling kick beyond centre wing. There's a mark taken there by McGrath. Attacking side of centre wing for the Swans now. They go towards half forward. Gibson the target. The spoil at the back was good there from Ward. Ball at crowd level. Tacken from Murley was terrific. Umpire let it go. Devils wanted holding the ball. Ball gets knocked forward about 20 metres in the Devils' direction. Close up against the boundary line. Swans keep their feet. Umpire said in the back. And it's going to go against Darley. It'll go to Mellington, who squares the kick to centre wing. Members side of the ground. It's a long high kick there from Waitman. Players set themselves. Darley got numbers. Tanner got his hand to the footy before Beecham gathered it and was taken to the ground there by Gibson. And the umpire says, I'll have it. And there'll be a ball up 45 metres out from the Ballarat goal. Ballarat 27, lead Darley 22. Ballarat into attack. It's the ball up. Repeat stoppage. Umpire's picked out a free kick out of the congestion. Which way is it going to go? It's going to go Ballarat's way. And might be Dawson with ball in hand now. He and Domish look a little similar from 150 metres away, Blake.
Yeah, they certainly do.
But it's Dawson with ball in hand. So he'll shoot from about 45 metres out after that free kick. Deliberate shot on goal. Chance of the Swans to kick their first of the second term. Leans back on the kick. Straight over the goal umpire's hat. Makes no mistake. You miss at one end, they goal at the other. That's the fortunes of footy. Darley 3-4-22. Trail Ballarat 5-3-33. And Dawson gets his first of the quarter. So the Devils just not really getting bang for buck in that sort of last 6 or 7 minutes inside 50, and the Swans push forward and get it done.
Yeah, spend a lot of time down in that forward 50, Todd, but they just couldn't seem to get the score on the board.
Couple of set missed shots there from Jack Bewley and Lee Spiteri didn't help the cause. We're back in the middle of the ground. High up and under kick. Paid the mark. Umpire said it was touched. Ankrum went lateral. That's a good kick to Bewley. Members side centre wing. Defensive side of it. Last goal to the Swans. Bewley just telegraphs the kick towards Young. He's got to be good here as the Swans push up. They push to the side. Bewley presents and he'll take an uncontested mark. I speak of Brett in front of Dawson. So Brett. Bewley just trots away and goes short. It's okay to Spiteri just inside the boundary line. True centre wing out of sight of the ground. Spiteri with ball in hand. Has Cousins short. Ignores that option. Decides to go to Johnson. He'll mark uncontested. Swans will be okay with that. Just inside the boundary line as Johnson goes inside 50. Right of the target. 2 to beat. Sets himself. Couldn't take the mark. Who's at ground level? Prendergast is one of them. Not a bad tackle there from Cadman. Perry had more time than he thought. Kicked it across the body. And reading it well there was Mitch Ward, who took a nice mark on the chest. Goes to switch play into the middle of the ground. Chance here for Jack Bewley. Can give it to the running Beecham. Ignored that. And now he'll go back and weigh up the option to go short. It's a terrible kick. Put Ward under the pump. Want to be quick here. Tackle, take it to the ground. Ping. Poor footy, Darley. And Hooper ends up with the ball in hand, defensive side of centre circle. Goes short. Gibson plays on. Got it to Garner, who went inside 50. Prendergast running back with the fly to the footy. How will it sit for him? Cadman does the work. Jack Bewley pushes back and makes amends. Good running there by the youngster. His right foot clearing kick. Only goes as far as the Swans at Blackburn. They got numbers here, the Swans. They can raffle it. Domich just goes cruising through to 50. Set sail for the judge. He's put it through. Domich gets another goal for the Swans. Darley just their own worst enemy in the last few minutes of the game. And the Swans get back-to-back goals. They're 6-3-39. They lead Darley 3-4-22.
It's been brilliant today, Todd. I think he's been a class above, Dominic.
Yeah, the beneficiary there of just some indecision there from the Devils. Domich gets his second. The other goal scorers, Hooper, Liston, Dawson and Kennedy. Miles for Darley, Roller has 2. Andy Azapani has 1. Quick score around the grounds. Melton 44, lead Lake Winderee 22. Each Point 48, lead Bacchus 21. And Sunbury 25, lead Redan 15. Ball up, tap won by McGrath. Bewley, tackled, taken to the ground. Umpire's going to give him a free kick. It's his first one in 2 weeks. He'll play on, goes on to the left boot, goes into attack, right to the target. He'll set himself, gets thumped away by Fraser. That was good work. They got numbers back, the Swans. Parry dropping the ball, but the umpire let it go. Oh, now he's paid it. And that was good umpiring in the end. And he may have even heard the call in the end. But it was rightfully there. And Dylan Bishop will go back and have a shot on goal. I don't want to put the mods on him, but he missed 2 important shots on goal against Bacchus Marsh. Kicked 2 behinds, so he's due. He needs to kick these. Small forward, limited opportunities. Straight in front, set sail, bang, goal. He likes it. Darley get the quick response. They needed it. They're 4-4-28. They trail Ballarat 6 goals, 3-39. So we're back to an 11-point ball game here at Darley Park. Blake needed that one, the Devils.
Yeah, he did his job there too, Todd. He's in as that small forward, and yeah, he's known for his tackling pressure, and that's what he did. Got the reward for it in the end too.
East Point 49, lead Bacchus Marsh 21. Lake Winderee 22, trail Melton 44. Sunbury 25, lead Redan 15. Back in the middle of the ground here at Darley Park, 10-01 the tap. Baker was first to get hold of the footy, couldn't gather. Ankrum through traffic, bailed up. Oh my God, umpire says holding the ball. I'm not sure whether there was any pry there. Houdini couldn't have got out of that as he plays on McGrath and got it to Prendergast to half forward, top of the goal square. Gibson use of the body, good spoil there from the Devils. And they managed to rush it through for a behind. So, trust me, my response would have been equally the same if Darley had been awarded a free kick there in the opposing situation as Cousins gets the Devils out of trouble. To half-back, Ryder sets himself, couldn't take the mark. Swanson got numbers. Perry keeps his feet. Clever little in and under kick. Was managed to find Prendergast, who had more time. Gardner over the footy. The youngster did well. Got it over towards Cadman. He's bailed up. Concedes ground by hand. Gardner's little tap was good. If he had a grab that he was gone, but managed to get a ball back to Cousins. High kick. Swans have got numbers. And they'll take an uncontested marker down outside centre wing. They switch play into the middle of the ground. This is when they're dangerous, the Swans. It's Drever with ball in hand. They can go to Fraser. He can just hit the ground running here as he'll run away towards defensive side centre wing. Short kick. Goes out there looking towards Simpson, who takes the mark on the second grab in front of Ankrum. Just inside the boundary line. He wheels around onto the right boot. High up and under kick. Tanner sets himself. Gibson in front. Couldn't take the mark. Ball at ground level. Devils have got numbers back. The ball falls into the hands of Cousins. A rare shank kick, but got plenty of it. Got it towards half forward. Fraser was strong. So too was the tackle. And the umpire says, I'll have it. And he'll ball it up on the attacking side of centre wing members' side of the ground for the Swans. So the game's just gone up a little bit of a notch, Blake.
Yeah, it certainly has. A bit more lively, a bit more tackling. Crowd coming into it as well, I think.
Out of the congestion. The Devils trying to negotiate, but they can't. And it'll be a repeat stoppage. So 24 and a half minutes gone. Second term here. Ballarat 40, lead Darley 28. Through traffic, Van Leith held without the football. The umpire has identified that. He'll take the free kick. He's been a tryer, Van Leith, this afternoon. So he'll go short. It's a poor kick. Cut off there by Blackburn, who got it to Kennedy, gave it to James, back to Kennedy. Van Leith's tackle was terrific. The umpire, he nearly lunged forward, but he ended up lunging back and said, throw it in, umpire.
Very close, 50-50, Todd.
Half forward, members side of the ground for Ballarat. They lead by 12 points. 25 minutes gone, second term here. Apple 98.5 FM's match of the round. There's the throw-in. We'll give that tap to McGrath. Devils have got numbers here. Gardner, hurried kick, was hopeful more than anything else. Tumbling ball, knocked forward there by Spiteri. Got it to Rodder, needs to break the tackle back to Spiteri. He's under the pump, managed to get hands free. Dravier took his eyes off the ball. Rodder was coming, Cousins was clean, gathered on the left boot. Horrible looking kick, how will it bounce, leg break. Favoured, that's a free kick against Brett Bewley for over the shoulder. And the Swans will get out of trouble. And they find Waitman on half back. Can go along the line. That's a good kick. Hooper will come out and take a nice mark on the chest. Turns around onto the non-preferred left. Goes along the line, close up against the boundary line. Prendergast turned Gardner inside out. Kick across the body. Went only as far as Page, who read it beautifully. Went short by foot to Ward. Could have gone by hand there, but... Baker just stopped running there. I thought he could have been out there, but Ward just leans back on the kick. It's okay. So it's back to Cousins, who goes lateral. It's a high kick. Oh, it's a terrible one in the end. Made it difficult for Young. They're away here. The pressure was good. The umpire let it go as a party close up against the boundary line. And somehow, from Ward on half back, the ball is now out of bounds adjacent to the Darley coach's box. So... And as a party just runs away, just stole the footy. And as a party kicks the ball to the attacking 50. Don't know what happened there. Rodder in front, ball at ground level. 55 metres out from the Darley goal. And before the umpire blows the whistle. So did the ball go out of bounds, Blake, or was there a free kick given?
I think there was a high free kick given there, Todd, to as a party.
Okay, and off on his bike he went. Okay. 60 metres out from the Darley goal. Tanner nearly infringed there, but the umpire let it go, and there'll be a stoppage here. There'll be a ball up, 65 metres out from the Darley goal. They trailed by 12 points. We've been playing 27 minutes in this second quarter. Going through there was Blake. He didn't touch the footy. Van Lee through traffic, found Bailey Young. That was excellent footy. How's the kick from Young? Set sail for the judges. He got the journey. Beauty in front. Spoil on the last line from Swain was terrific. And minor score. So Swain... with the laconic left, found Waitman, who got to the defensive 50. Kick from Prendergast as a high up and under to Hooper. Good spoil there from Ward, but sharking it beautifully was Draper. Went to half forward. The mark's been taken there by James. Waste no time. Gibson's over the back. He can run into an open goal here. Set sail. Keeps the ball low and puts it through. Just what the Swans wanted deep in time on this second term. Some separation back on the scoreboard. They're 7-4-46. They lead Darley 4-4-28. We've got a 3-goal ball game here at Darley Park. So that's what happens when you press up. If you get caught over the back, Blake, that happens in footy.
Yeah, they've been quite good at it. So I've noticed Ballarat getting on the outside, getting to the spread. They've spreaded really well from the contest. Yeah, getting plenty of ball on the outside, and it seems to be cutting Darley up at the moment.
So a goal to Gibson. He has 1, Hooper 1, Liston 1. Domich 2, Dawson 1 and Kennedy 1. Whilst for Darley, Rodder has 2, as a party and Bishop 1 each. So it's Ballarat with a deserved lead here at the moment. They lead by 3 goals. There's the ball up. Went only as far as Liston. He gets onto the left boot. Sends the ball out towards the member side centre wing. Page got a terrible bounce. Hooper got a favourable one. Ran onto the footy. Conceded ground by hand to Liston, who fumbled the footy, then kicked it into Van Leith, who kept his feet. He wanted to be quick. Managed to get ball to boot. Set the ball towards the defensive 50. But saving the day there was Swain. Be good this afternoon. The left footer on half back for the Swans. Can go short, and the kick's okay. They'll be happy just to use up the clock here for the last couple of minutes here, the Swans. Bailey Fraser with ball in hand. As the siren sounds for half-time here at Darley Park, it's the highway travelling Ballarat 7-4-46 who lead Darley 4-4-28, who haven't been without their opportunities, Blake. There's not much in this game. It's all about who makes the most of their opportunities, you think, going forward.
Yeah, you're certainly right, Todd. Around that 15-minute mark, Darley missed 2 pretty crucial set shots, and Ballarat went straight down the other end and scored, so that one always hurts.
The goal scorers for Ballarat, Domich has 2, 1 each to Gibson, Hooper, Liston, Dawson and Kennedy. Whilst for Darley, Nick Rodder has 2, Azapati 1 and Bishop 1. So a couple of costly set shot misses there from the Devils in the second half of that second term. Speak of Spiteri and Jack Bewley, they may be left to rue those as the game unfolds. I tell you what, guys, we've got a game here. 3 goals advantage to the travelling Swans. The Devils not out of it. They're starting to get enough of the footy. It's all about whether they can get bang for buck. And the Swans, they look pretty good at the moment. They lead by 18 points at half-time in Apple 98.5 FM's match of the round. A half-time break, and we'll be back in about 20 minutes with the second half action.
I want you to inspire me, and I want to inspire you this football season with our high-quality, locally grown meat. Hop online.
By 17 points as we get played away for the second half. McGrath won the tap. Van Leith just held to. The umpire let it go. Bewley over the football. Tries to go crashing through. Managed to get a hand pass away only as far as Tanner. Quick hands. Went to Van Leith. Had to be good at ground level. Gathered by Rodder. Went back to Bewley. Kick across the body. Deep entry. Players set themselves. There's a mark. Oh, nearly a great mark taken there by the Devils. Quick hands out of the congestion. Only as far as Perry before he's tackled and taken to the ground. The umpire says, I'll have it. And there'll be a ball up 20 metres out from the Darley goal. So how will the Devils respond after a pretty ordinary opening quarter and okay second quarter, but the Swans have held sway with numbers around the footy. And that prevails again as Kennedy works his way away from the stoppage. Left foot kick. Players set themselves. Tanner went under the footy. He's done that a few times today. Ward at the back. Gave quick hands to Cousins. Short kick's okay. The mark's been taken by the youngster there in Gardner. On half forward, adjacent to the Darley coach's box. Gardner sends the ball in direction. Overcooked the kick. 3 defenders back behind Rodder. Up the ball. The umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going to go to Darley. And it's going to go to Rodder for too high. Well, I didn't see that from here, but in fairness, we're 150 metres away. But they had 3 Swans players around the footy. Rodder was the only Darley player there. And he's managed to manufacture himself a free kick and a shot on goal. So they've missed their last couple of set shots, Darley. They'll need to start well in this third term to get back into it. So distance won't be a problem here. It's all about accuracy as Rodder sets sail for the judge. It's off to the left. Another let off for the Swans. 3 set shots on goal from the Devils. Their last 3 attempts have been behinds. They're 4-6-30. They trail Ballarat 7-4-46. No sign of the fridge. So if you see a white good down the highway, he can finish off the rest for us. I tell you what, Fridge will be the subject of his own Who Left the Fridge Open on Wednesday night. As Nick Swain, with ball in hand, will bring the Swans back into attack. Out of defence by the left foot. He'll come broadcast side. They kick to the town end in this third term, the Swans. Raking left foot kick. Players set themselves. The mark's been taken there by Page, who goes short. The kick's okay to the youngster Gardner, who presents. I like this kid. On half forward, the 17-year-old goes short. At the back, the fly. Is there a mark? Umpire calls play on. Crowd went up with Johnson, but he just couldn't quite hang on to it. And there'll be a ball up 20 metres out from the Darley goal, directly in front. Tap won by Rodder. Ball at ground level. Who can negotiate their way out of stoppage? It'll be the Swans through Kennedy. Did well. Got it towards Dawson. He got it to Draver, who went to our members' side centre wing, and Hooper took a mark in front of Ward. Plays on in the Mellington direction. Cadman goes back. Did well. Went to ground. So too Mellington. Opportunity here for Garner. He got it over towards Dawson. Right foot kick was a horrible one. Beecham just attacked the foot. He got reward for effort. Got it towards the youngster there in Layla, who's tackled. Ping, taken to the ground. The umpire let it go. A let off for the Devils as Prendergast sends the ball into attack. Beecham back with a fly, takes a mark on the chest. Must have been touched off the boot. As he's taken to the ground, the umpire says, I'll have it. There'll be a ball up 20 metres away from the Ballarat goal. So Gibson to contest the ruck against Tanner. Lawler, on debut today. Quick hands out of the congestion. Got it to Cadman, who went along the ground looking for Bewley, but he found the boundary line instead, and there'll be a boundary throw in about 35 metres around from the Ballarat goal. They lead by 16 points, Ballarat. 7-4 plays 4-6. There's the throw in. Free kick here. It's going to go against Darley, and it's going to go to Ballarat. They're going to have another shot on goal, and it's going to be Dawson. So Dawson will shoot from about 35 metres out, and a chance to kick his second of the afternoon. And an opportunity to extend their lead to 23 points. So they made them pay, the Swans, with missed set shots on goal. The Devils at one end, they've managed to convert goals of their own at the other. As Dawson leans back on the kick, off to the right. So it led off for both sides in the opening few minutes as they find their feet in the third term here at Darley Park. Cousins to bring the ball back into play. Keeps the kick low. And the kick's okay. So it's Bailey Young with ball in hand, weighing up the options. High kick, big up and under, gets to member side centre wing. Players set themselves. No mark taken. Tackle by Bishop was okay. And affects a stoppage, and it'll be a ball up. True centre wing out of member side of the ground. It's Ballarat who lead by about 3 goals. So member side centre wing, Bewley's tackle, I'll speak of Jack on that occasion, will affect a repeat stoppage, and it'll be yet another ball up. So Darley 4-6-30, trail Ballarat 7-5-47. Darley with a behind in this third term. So there'll be another ball up here. East Point lead back a smash by 6 goals. The same margin, Melton over Lake Windaree. There's the ball up. Cadman dropped the ball. Umpire let it go. Ball spills free before the umpires picked out a free kick here. It's going to go Ballarat's way. And it'll go to Kennedy. So Kennedy with ball in hand will weigh up the option. Centre wing members side of the ground. Goes short. And the kick's okay to Blackburn. Concedes ground. 45 kick back to Waite, but who plays on and sends the kick towards half forward. Cousins should mark this. He does on the chest. And goes along the line to half forward, right on the target. He's only got one to beat on this occasion. That was Bade, who did well to affect the spoil. Second effort was good from Rodder. Tumbling kick, shallow entry inside 50. Ball at ground level. Who will it suit? The Ballarat have had numbers back all afternoon. Ankrum couldn't quite keep it in over the line. Boundary throw in. So Darley 4 goals 6-30, trail Ballarat 7-5-47. 17-point ball game. The same margin as what it was at half time. A point each to both sides in this quarter. Rodder won the tap. The Swans have got numbers as they tunnel ball towards the defensive 50 before the kick gets to the member side centre wing. Ward's punch was terrific. Found the safety of the boundary line. Over the back of Hooper, over the line for a boundary throw-in. As the sun streams down here on Darley Park. Now, looks like there's going to be a free kick. And it's going to go Darley's way. It's going to go against Hooper for just a bit of mucking around there with Mitch Ward and Darley, the beneficiary. So Brett Bewley with ball in hand. Left foot kick, 2 to beat. Make it 3. Ball goes to ground. Doing the sharking there was Jack Bewley. Umpires picked out a free kick. It's going to go against Jack Bewley. It's going to go to the Swans. And they'll get out of trouble through Mooney. So he'll go short and lateral to the defensive goal square. So they couldn't be any further away from their own goal at the moment, Ballarat, but they do have ball in hand and they go short. The kick's okay to Swain, who's on the last line of defence. They managed to go wide and short. The kick's okay to Prendergast. So they're chipping their way out of the fence. Now, this kick needs to be good. It was. The mark's been taken there by Sutton. Plays on. Interception. Hand pass over the top from Spiteri. Cadman got a leg break. Spiteri does the follow-up work. Will it sit for him? Tries to turn onto the right. Kick across the body. Hit the post. Well, things just not going Darley's way at the moment. Cadman got a leg break running into an open goal. And Spiteri. Well, Darley have kicked 4 points in a row. The second half of that second term and the initial stages of this third term. They're 4-7-31. They trail Ballarat 7-5-47. Ball comes back into play. They go short and short again. But effective. Prendergast plays on by hand to Waitman. Rodder flicks the bump on Waitman as he kicks. Umpire let it go. Chance here for Bewley. Gathered at ground level. Could have been held without it. The umpire let it go. Chance here for Dawson. Gave the ball over towards Prendergast. And that's going to be a free kick against Baker. Dumped as he kicked, so the Swans keep the ball moving to Domich on half forward. Open forward line. Gibson to the back. Beecham in front. Gibson goes the spoil. Swans have still got numbers. Mellington across the body with a left boot. All too easy for the Swans. They just get the ball inside 50 and kick a goal. Open forward line. That's the recipe. I mean, Gibson's on one leg, really. He's got a hamstring concern. But Ballarat prevail and extend to a 22-point lead. They're 8-5-53. They lead Darley 4-7-31. All a bit too easy inside forward 50 for Ballarat. And on the flip side, all too hard for the Devils in their own front half at the moment. Story of the afternoon. Let's go round the grounds. Melton 66 lead Lake Winderee 29. East Point 63 lead Bacchus Marsh 27. Sunbury 31 lead Redan 17. Back in the middle of the ground here. Bewley, speak of Brett, tackled, taken to the ground, umpire called play on. Right in the middle of the ground here. Baker in and under. So too Bewley, quick hands from Kennedy was good. Ball spilled free towards Domich, who got forward to Blackburn, who ran to 45, had a shot on goal. Gibson on the goal line, lets it through, and it's another goal to the Swans. Darley under the pump here at Darley Park. Swans get another one. It's all looking a little too easy. Ballarat 9-5-59. Darley 4-7-31. It's a 28-point ball game here at Darley Park. Game high lead to the Swans. Blackburn, number 12, kicking that goal for the Swans. Darley need to find something. Their prime movers need to do more. It's the Swans. After back-to-back losses, fair asterisk games, to be fair to say, they haven't had much luck at all, the Swans, in their last couple of weeks. But they're back on top here this afternoon. There's the ball up, tap. One there by Regan King, who's gone into the ruck. Baker went to soccer. Then the follow-up was okay. Left foot tumbling kick, found Rodder. Umpire called play on. Chance here for Bishop. Quick hands towards Cadman. Kicks across the body, but off to the right for a minor score. So the fifth straight behind on shot at goal for the Devils. They're 4-8-32. They trail Ballarat 9-5-59. So Ballarat, they transfer play to the outer side of the ground. The kick's okay. And they'll go short along the line. Looking there towards Mooney. Cadman goes back. Mooney probably dropped what he should have taken. His follow-up work was okay. Umpire called holding the ball, did he? Yeah, he did, but didn't pay the advantage. And it'll come back to Bailey Young. So Young on half forward. Too far out to score. 75 metres out. Just sits it up. Makes it hard for Rodder, but he's up to it. And Rodder takes an overhead mark. Probably shouldn't have been able to do so. Beat 2 or 3 and got it done. And Rodder will go back and have a shot on goal. 45-degree angle. 35 metres out from goal. Well, to say they need this is an understatement. Their last 5 shots on goal have been behinds, Darley. So 9-5-59 Ballarat, Darley 4-8-32. So a chance here to get the margin back to 21 and keep the game alive. He's kicked 2 this afternoon. Shot on goal for his 3rd, and it's coming back. It's hit the post. So luck's a fortune, and Darley aren't having any of that. 4-9-33 Darley trail Ballarat 9-5-59. So their last 6 scoring shots behinds. And I think 5 of those have been from set shots. As Swain will bring the ball back into play. Tumbling kick, gets beyond half-back. Players set themselves. Lawler in front, couldn't take it, went to ground. Swans keeping their feet. Good pressure there from the youngster there in King. And there'll be a ball up. On half-forward for Darley, outer side of the ground. Sebastopol led Melton South at half-time by about 3 goals as the male. They've been filling in their player HQ updates. So the Borough in front. But East Point lead Bacchus Marsh by 34. There's the ball up. Bailey Young at ground level. Domich over the footy. The umpire says, I'll have it. And there'll be a stoppage on half forward. So a little bit of sting gone out of the game. Darley looking for something, a bit of polish. Kicked the last 6 shots on goal have been behinds. Chance for Young, tackled by Liston, taken to the ground. The umpire said too high. So a free kick for the Devils. An opportunity to go inside 50 here and make something. Their last 6 inside 50s have resulted in behinds. So Young sets it up. Right at the end was the intended target, was blocked out of the contest. Chance here on the second effort. Can he go? He gets hold of the footy, kicks across the body, and through for another minor score. So 7 behinds on the trot, if you don't buy an umpire. 4-10-34, Darley. Accuracy now starting to play a part in this game. Ballarat 9-5-59. 25-point lead of the Swans. It's about the average margin of games around the region at the moment. Sebass, East Point, Sunbury and Melton, the other leaders. And the short kick's okay out of defence and finds Waitman in his defensive 50. Goes short to Liston. So Liston with ball in hand. His 3rd or 4th year of senior footy, the racehorse, the youngster. By the right foot goes out. McGrath, the target at the back there was King to effect the spoil. Finds the safety of the boundary line over the line for a boundary throw-in. Melton lead Lake Windaree by 50. East Point lead Bacchus Marsh by 35. And Sunbury lead Redan in a snooze fest by 14. Boundary throw-in. James applies the tackle on Bewley with strength. Neither can gain anything out of that other than a repeat stoppage. So there'll be a ball up. True centre wing members side of the ground. Darley trailed by 25 points. 4-10 plays 9-5. So James out of the congestion. High right foot up and under kick to half forward. It's gone out of bounds on the full. So good pressure on the ball carrier there from Bewley. So it'll be Young with the right foot kick to half forward. Right at the target, had 2 to beat. Surely there's a spare at ground level for the Devils, but can they impact? That's another thing. Bishop's in an underhand pass was just hopeful more than anything else. Hurried kick out of the congestion from half-back. Found Mellington. Tackle there was terrific there from the youngster from the Devils there in Cousins. Might have been Ward. As he comes charging out. Oh, sling tackle.
Sling tackle.
Oh, he said no held to him. So there'll be a ball up.
Oh, give me a spell.
So the umpire, what's going to happen here? So Mitch Ward ran away from the free kick and pushed Hooper over, and the umpire gave him a free kick. So a bit undisciplined there from Ward, but the umpire kept his eye on Ward and was almost anticipating that retaliation. So there'll be a ball up now, 40 metres out from the Ballarat goal. 4-10-34 Darley, 9-5-59. Ballarat, they lead by 25. Sunbury in attack. Cousins over the footy, ridden into the ground by Liston. But the umpire says, I'll have it, and there'll be a ball up. So Darley's last 7 scoring shots on goal have been behinds. Ballarat have made them pay with their opportunity as Young goes to Lawler, to Spiteri, gets the half-back, gets the kick away, only as far as Swain. He gets onto his preferred left, kicks to the fat side of Prendergast, who comes out and takes a nice mark. So Prendergast with ball in hand, to speak of Carter on this occasion, will weigh up the options, told to play on by the umpire. Sends the ball into attack. Darley got numbers here. Tanner should mark this, and he does. So he can play on and give it towards Brett Bewley. He does. Can go to the youngster in Gardner. Leg speed actually got Gardner there. He did terrific. Now he's in trouble, and then just incorrectly disposed of the footy. But the umpire let it go over the line for a boundary throw-in. So 4-10-34 Darley trail Ballarat 9-5-59. Boundary throw-in, half forward for Ballarat. Tap one by McGrath, through traffic, James, through ball on boot, high up and under. Won't get the journey. Gibson at the back, Beecham in front. Before the ball's knocked over the line for a boundary throw-in. So Gibson looks like he's had better days on the leg. He's limping around and he'll take the boundary throw in. So it's Tanner v Gibson. Gibson grabs it out of the ruck. Quick hands was good. Got it to Domich. Kick across the body. And Ward thumps it over the line for a boundary throw in. Oh, the umpire's picked out a free kick here. And it's going to go to Ballarat. It's going to go to Hooper. So Ward's punch over the boundary line has been paid as holding the man against Hooper, on Hooper, and he'll go back and have a shot on goal from pretty much point-blank range. So a chance at his second of the afternoon, Hooper. Leans back on the kick, and he's put it through. Hooper gets his second. Ballarat get their 10th of the afternoon. And the separation on the scoreboard continues here at Darley Park. They're 10-5-65. They lead Darley 4-10-34. We've got a 31-point ball game here at Darley Park. The Swans well and truly on top. So Darley need to find a few majors quickly to arrest this momentum. Points won't get it done. But they've thoroughly deserved their lead here this afternoon, the Swans. They've just had numbers around the footy for very much the most part of the afternoon, and that's speaking highly of the reason why they're in front here, and they're doing it comfortably. So Bewley out of the middle, dispossessed by Prendergast to Dawson, goes back to James from the middle of the ground, got around Baker, got it to half forward, tumbling kick in the Gibson direction, sets himself. Good spoil there from Duncan Cadman. And he finds the safety of the boundary line over the line for a boundary throw-in, about 20 metres around from the Ballarat goal. So boundary throw-in here. Players set themselves. Tanner with the tap. Over the footy there was Baker. Half the stoppage away, and there'll be another ball up. So, a bit of a flat period going on here. Cousins through traffic. Quick hands to Baker. Quick hands to Ankrum. Now they'll get out of trouble here. As the party's hand pass. Got to Bewley on the bounce. He was tackled, held without it. And the umpire says, holding the man. Free kick to Bewley. And then the Swans player threw it back to the wrong bloke. But Bewley plays on in the middle of the ground. Page the target. Couldn't take the mark. Might have been pushed in the back, but the umpire let it go. Chance for Murley. Got it back to Page. Players screaming out for the footy. They send the ball forward. It's not a bad contest here by the Devils forwards, but they're outnumbered, but they'll get out of trouble here to Cadman, who got it to Bishop. Kick across the body's okay. Young running onto the footy. Dropped the chest mark, and that could be a free kick. No, umpire said, I'll have it. And there'll be a ball up 35 metres out from the Darley goal. 4-10-34 Darley. Trail Ballarat 10-5-65. Ball up. Hacked out of the congestion there by Domich. Got it towards half-back. Liston knocked it to his own advantage. Just stole it there by Cousins. Been good the last couple of quarters. Got it to Young. Couple of youngsters combining. Vision was good and found Page about 55 metres out from the Darley goal. So it looks like he's going to go back and have a shot on goal here. The two-time best and fairest and Ballarat Football League captain on one stage when they played the Goulburn Valley at the NCG. So it's Page with ball in hand. We'll have a shot on goal to hopefully change the pattern of 7 behinds for the Devils. Set sail, gets plenty on the kick. It's all about the journey. Oh, he's hit the post, has he? That's 4 posters for the Devils amongst those 8 straight behinds that they've kicked. They're now 4-11-35. They trail Ballarat 10-5-65. Just nothing going right for the Devils this afternoon. Ballarat with a deserved lead. They negotiate out of defence. Darley got numbers here. Lawler dropped what he should have taken, the debutant. Hand pass. Put Page under the pump. His hand pass went searching there for Tanner. And now the Swans to come in and impact the contest through Waitman. Got the ball quickly towards James, who gave it back to Waitman. Right foot kick along the line. Dawson v Ward. And Ward takes a nice overhead mark. concedes with a 45 kick to Duncan Cadman. Gives it over the top to Bewley. Can run into the middle of the ground. Decides to go by hand to Young, who's been okay. To Cousins, he too been okay for the Devils. In the Rodder direction, sets himself at 3 to beat. Ball goes to ground. Rodder kept his feet. How will it sit for him? On the left boot from the boundary line. Has a shot and it goes off to the left side and through for a minor score. So 1 point at a time, the Devils. That's 9 in a row for them. They're 4-12-36. They trail Ballarat 10-5-65. 16 scoring shots to 15. But the inferior number of Ballarat have the superior score on the board. They lead by 29. So out of defence they come again, the Swans. Towards McGrath. Spoil was good there from Tanner. Quick hands from Ankrum. Went to the youngster there in Lawler, who got it to Duncan Cadman. He's under the pump. Hands diving to ground. Got it to Page, who was good. Lawler can see Grand Award. Now this kick's important. He goes short. Got it to Cousins on the bounce, who went along the grass pretty much. Got it to Bishop. He got it to Baker. Now Baker's right left foot kick out wide towards Rodder. Excellent spoil there by Bade. Lending assistance there was the player there in Sutton as the ball gets cleared out of defence only as far as a party. He gathers, got it to Brett Bewley. He's had quite a few handballs today. That's good pressure from the Swans. The ball gets to half forward for the Devils and the mark's been taken there by Bishop. 50 metres out from goal, directly in front. It's all about the yardage here. Can he get it? Well, then accuracy comes into it, of course, but 9 straight behinds to Darley, if you don't mind, from the second half of that second quarter to this second half of the third term as he sets sail for the judge. Tumbling kick. Players set themselves. There's a mark in the square to Cadman. Played on. Kicks the goal.
He didn't hit the post.
He hit the post of the net behind the goals there, VB. So Joel Cadman arrests a run of 8 or 9 behinds for the Devils, and they get their 5th of the afternoon, a belated dent into the scoreboard. They're 5-12-42. They trail Ballarat 10-5-65. So Cadman gets his first. I'll speak of Joel. Nick Rodder has 2. Andy has a party. Dylan Bishop, Joel Cadman 1 each. We're back in the middle of the ground here. Tap one by Tanner. Chance here for the Swans through James. He's been okay. Right foot kick inside 50. Prendergast read well by Hooper. Gets off the leash, has a shot on goal, and he's off to the right. The sharpshooter misses. Led off for the Devils. Ballarat's goal kickers Hooper, Dawson and Domich 2 each. 1 to Gibson, Liston, Blackburn and Kennedy. So Cousins with ball in hand. Just rolls away and goes by hand to Brett Bewley. Oh, and then his hand passes intercepted. Chance here for Hooper. Loves these. Along the ground. Turnover goal. And the Swans, they get their 11th. An uncharacteristic error there from Bewley. 11-6-72 Ballarat lead. Darley 5-12-42. We've got a 35-point ball game here at Darley Park. Let's go around the grounds. East Point 77, lead Bacchus Marsh 30. Lake Windermere 35, trail Melton 92. And Sunbury, they just haven't updated the score there. They still lead by 14 points. So Hooper gets his 3rd. Sunbury get their 11th. Back in the middle of the ground. Tap one by McGrath. Bewley's going to get a free kick here for holding. And he'll want to drive the Devils into attack. We've been playing 27 and a half minutes. They go into attack. Oh, going back, taking a nice mark there was Waitman. Reading it beautifully in defence. So he'll weigh up the options and go Members side of the ground towards centre wing. Cousins in front. Nearly took a nice mark. Ball at ground level. Swans rewarded for keeping their feet. Prendergast's hair pass was good to Blackburn. Right foot kick along the line was poor. And it's been cut off there by Beecham. I want to get a wriggle on here, Devils. Oh, this is a risky kick. Oh, Tanner had to take the mark. It took him the second attempt to get it. There were 3 Swans swarming. He weighs up the options. Gave the hand towards Beecham. He got around Domich. Now tumbles the kick inside 50. Darley need a grab. Rodder goes to spoil. Ball at ground level. Bewley out of nowhere. Shot on goal. Across the face. And out of bounds. So it'll be a boundary throw in adjacent to the behind post. 30 seconds to go in this third term. Ballarat 11-6, 72. Darley 5-12, 42. 1 goal, 6 for Darley in this third term. And they'll be made to rue opportunity, you'd think, come 5 p.m. this afternoon. So 30 seconds left on the clock. So it'll be Rodder who wins the tap. Who's at ground level? Swans have got plenty of numbers back. It's really hard to negotiate just who's got the footy, but it's hacked out of the congestion there by Bade. Page over the footy, wanting the free. The umpire let it go. And looks like a repeat stoppage imminent here. And the clock will stop, and there couldn't be long left. 45 metres out from the Darley goal. We're down to 17 seconds left in this third term. There's the ball up. Tap won by Tanner. Bewley tries to go crashing through. Neither player can gain any ascendancy out of that scrimmage of players. And there'll be a repeat stoppage, another ball up. So here's another ball up as the clock ticks down. Tanner knocks the ball towards the boundary. Chance for Baker. Got quick hands towards Page. Kick across the body. The siren sounds for three-quarter time here at Darley Park. Darley, their own worst enemy here at the moment, with poor shooting for goal. They're 5-12, 42. Ballarat over the journey. Back in the middle of the ground here. Fourth quarter underway. Tap one by Young's gone into the ruck. Quick hands there from James. Been good today, like a lot of the Swans. Bewley's first tackle on Prendergast was high, but the umpire was blinded. And there'll be a ball up. Attacking side of the centre of the ground for the Devils. They kick to the Bacchus Marsh town end of this final term. Tap one there by McGrath. Hustling the ball forward there was Liston. Got it towards half forward. Quick hands there from Lawler. Went searching for Baker. Gave the hand pass to Cousins, who went without it. And that's just been a sign of the afternoon for the Devils. They've been fumbly in the crunches. And just when they look like getting away, they've just been their own worst enemy here. There's the ball up. Tap one by Young. Went searching for Bewley. Baker went in and under. Couldn't quite impact the contest. Prendergast kept his feet high and up and under kick. Went searching for Domage. Couldn't find him. Baker's second effort was terrific. Got the ball towards Young. Want to be good here, Young. Went to ground. Threw the ball out in the end, but the umpire let it go. Liston grabbed the footy. Good vision. Went to the voice. They concede by hand to Garner. And left foot kick to the member side centre wing. It's cut off there by the Devils. It could be a free kick for over the shoulder there, but the umpire said no. And there'll be a ball up right in front of the Darley faithful. Member side centre wing here at Darley Park. Opening minute of this final term. The Swans, a deserved 30-point lead here. 17 scoring shots apiece. Both sides averaged 23 shots on goal this year per game. And both are on track to do that again this afternoon, you'd think. But reward for accuracy in front of goal. And the Swans look to be the beneficiaries of that this afternoon as the ball gets hurried towards half forward. The mark's been cut off and taken there by Waitman. So on half back, Waitman goes short. The kick's okay. True centre wing. They go short again to Prendergast. Waitman presents for the handball receive. Ignored. So they weigh up the options. They're not in a rush. They've got Bade on the defensive 50. He won't go there. So Prendergast's tumbling kick to half forward's been cut off. The mark's been taken there by Page. Right foot kick to the outer side centre wing. And laconically, Bewley just stretches the hands out like it wasn't a problem at all, and it wheels around onto the left boot. Goes to the attacking 50. Gardner at the back. Can he take it? The youngster on the second grab. He can't. Defence was solid there from the Swans. Waitman goes the soccer. Young's tried hard. Quick hands. Inboard. High tackle. Umpire said, yep, you can have that one, Darley. And Duncan Cadman will take the free kick. And with a bit of luck, that sun will be gone over that hill in the next couple of minutes. Cadman with the telegraph switch kick goes to the outer side centre wing. Not sure how better off Darley are with that because the hang time of the kick was pretty slow. So that slowed down the transition as Beecham kick comes wide. Cut off there by Liston. And he'll send the Swans forward to half forward. To Prendergast, who's got Drever wide. You don't want to be chasing this bloke late in the game. Right foot kick towards the pocket. Gibson at the back, kept his feet, went to ground now. Just shovels the ball out. Chance here for The Swans across the body, but the mark's been taken in by Mitch Ward in the goal square. Plays on, goes by hand towards Ankrum. Kick needs to be good. Bewley again took a mark over the head on half back. Members side, inboard. It's probably his 15th handball for the afternoon. Gets the handball received back. Want to be quick. Gets the ball onto the boot, but there's no one at home for the Devils. And the mark's been taken in by Mooney. Plays on and sends the ball back. Bewley's a little bit slow to get back to his feet. We'll keep an eye on him. I hope it's frustration more than anything else as the kick gets towards the attacking 50. Cousins gathers the footy. He's still trying. There's a player down behind playing. And deep into the Swans attack. Keep an eye on that, Vicky. Let's work out who it is. It might be a Darley player. And I think it's Beecham. Yeah, correct. And he'll be walked off the ground. Meanwhile, out of side centre wing. It's Waitman with ball in hand. Short kick is okay and finds Simpson on half forward. Can go into attack. High kick to the top of the square. Gibson will set himself at the back and he's got it. Virtually an uncontested mark on one leg. Plays on with the hand pass. Kick across the body from Dawson is a goal. All too easy for the Ballarat Swans this afternoon. And they've been ably assisted by the Devils today. Dawson has 3, Domich and Hooper has 3. Domich with 2, and 1 each to Kennedy, Blackburn, Liston and Gibson.
5 goals, 12, 42.
We know the score, mate.
12 goals, 6, 78.
5-12-42, Darley trail Ballarat 12-6-78. Can someone tell him for a 15th time we've got the scores up here? He needs to be subbed out, that bloke. So it's the Swans with the advantage. And a game high 36-point lead. Beecham off the ground with an injury. I don't think he'll take any further part this afternoon. And Gibson's had a couple of goal assists this afternoon on one leg with a hamstring. I'm not sure he'll feature next week, so that's a breath of fresh air for their opposition next week. There's the tap. It goes Darley side. Chance here for Baker. This hasn't been his day today. He's dispossessed. Umpire let it go. Through the middle goes Domich. Hacks the kick forward. Good work there by the debutant there in Lawler, but the hand pass was terrible. Went behind Ward. He's forced to go and gather his own footy. Got it to Van Luth, who's under the pump. Youngsters combining here. Can Ward get them out of trouble? Searching hand pass more than anything else. Swans have got numbers. And, well, it's a bit of a 50-50 ball here at the moment. Just tidied up there by Dawson. That's better. Got it to Blackburn, who went inside 50. Cadman read it well and then just dropped the footy. Ball got knocked forward for the Swans. They're deep into attack here. Ankrum does the mobbing up. Got it to Ward. And the Devils will get out of trouble here as Bewley takes an overhead mark. Just hacks the ball forward. Got about 55 metres on the kick beyond centre wing. There's been a nice overhead mark taken there by Sutton. He'll go short. The kick's good. Well on top here, the Swans. Chance here to get some percentage back as the kick goes to the attacking 50. And the mark's being taken there by the Swans in Domich. Another Darley player on the ground. They'll look forward to the bye, the Devils. Next week, that's for sure. They'll limp into it. Well, I tell you, Trent England will, because he did his calf in the warm-up. So it looks like Domich with ball in hand will kick from about 50. So he'll have shot on goal for a chance to kick his third of the afternoon. He's been good for the most part. So Domich just waiting for the Darley player to be cleared away. And there goes the sun. Thank God for that. As Domich, it's Lawler in fact, it was in the hand of the trainers. So 50 metres out from goal. Good kick of the football, Domich. Set sail for the judge. Goal umpire does not move. Domich gets his third of the afternoon. And Ballarat get their 13th. They're 13-6-84. They lead Darley 5-12-42. So this is a bit of junk time here for Ballarat, but it's starting all too early in the final term for the Devils. Still 16 minutes remain on the clock. Beecham off the ground and Lawler not far behind him. East Point lead Bacchus Marsh by 51 points. Melton lead Lake Winderee by 63. And they're still asleep at the Clark Oval. Back in the middle of the ground here with strength. Kennedy gets dispossessed. Ball at ground level. Can Baker get some clean hands on the footy? He does. But the kick is just hacked forward. And it's been cut off there by Waitman. So Waitman will go short. Darley need to respond here. They don't want percentage getting away from them. It's a pretty even year of Ballarat League footy. And the Swans getting some back of their own. As James will go short. Been good today. Got it to Fraser. Left foot kick along the line towards half forward. Poor kick over the line out of bounds. Well, be happy with the stoppage, albeit a boundary throw in on half forward. But a no pressure kick there from Fraser. Got some territory in the end. Half forward, boundary throw in, members side for the Swans, who kick to the golf club end. It's been all the Swans in this final term. Boundary throw in. Ball at ground level. Page hacks the ball through traffic. Kept trying all afternoon. Gets it towards the members side centre wing before Fraser sees it over the line for a boundary throw in. So the score here at Darley Park. Ballarat 84, lead Darley 42. 13-6 plays 5-12. Contrasting stories on accuracy in front of goal. Ballarat coming into the game with the worst goal efficiency in the comp. Have improved on that this afternoon and have a telling 42-point lead. Ball gets to half forward, ridden into the ground. Whereas the Devils there, the umpire says, I'll have it, and there'll be a ball up. So the Sting well and truly out of the ground, out of the game. Ballarat will endeavour to capitalise here. As Darley tried to hang in there ahead of their bye next week. Kick out of the congestion from Baker as a high up and under. Rodder sets himself, takes a juggling mark in front on centre wing. So Rodder, too far out to score, goes short. The kick's okay to the to Page, who went further afield over to Young, who's kept trying. High right foot kick, made it hard for the forwards. Sharky, as a party can go by hand, decides to go the dribbling kick, and he's put it through. So as a party gets his second of the afternoon. And hallelujah, Darley don't kick another point. They're 6-12-48. They trail Ballarat 13-6-84. Still a very important part of the game here. You just don't want to flirt with a percentage smashing. East Point 89, Bacchus Marsh 43, Melton 98, Lake Windermere 35. Sebastian led Melton South at three-quarter time by 2 goals. And in the other game, we'll get to that in a moment, as Kennedy with the clearance, a high up and under, only gets to the attacking side of centre wing. Page could have got a free kick, but the umpire said no, and there'll be a ball up on half back, or half forward for the Swans, members side of the ground. They kick to the golf club end of this final term. No breeze here, no excuses. Swans have just had more players around the contest for the most part of the afternoon. They've been terrific today. It just looked like they've had 2 or 3 extra players on the ground. It's just been a real battle for the Devils. There goes Kennedy out of the congestion again. Second clearance in as many minutes. Going back with the spoil there was Cadman, was terrific. Got good purchase on that fist. And it went through for a rush behind. So the Devils to bring the ball back into play. It'll be Cadman, who goes by hand after playing on. Got it to Van Lee, who went along the line, tumbling right foot kick. Has it got the carry? And has. Oh, Gardner was terrific there, the 16-year-old. Quick hands was okay. Got it to Young. He brought to Gardner. Was hopeful more than anything else because the hair pass was pretty poor. Put the youngster under the pump. And the Swans will get out of trouble through Prendergast. Quick hand pass was okay. They got numbers again here through Blackburn. Over towards Fraser against the boundary line. Member side centre wing, kick to half forward. Ward comes out, just managed to get a little hand on the footy. Intercepted well there by Van Leith as they rush the ball forward, the Devils. The youngsters keep trying. Van Leith's kick is poor, but Bewley's class was up to the task. And he plays on. Left foot kick. Out wide towards Bewley in the middle of the ground. Plays on, wastes no time. Goes in the Rodder direction, and he's got it. Rodder's coming out, taking a mark. So he'll go back and have a set shot on goal for a chance to kick his third of the afternoon. Darley 6-12-48. Trail Ballarat 13-7-85. It's a 37-point lead to the travelling Ballarat Swans. Nick Rodder with ball in hand. So Rodder will kick from about 45. Will set sail for the judge. A chance to kick Darley, 7th of the afternoon. Leans back on the kick as he got the accuracy. Doesn't. And that's through for a minor score. So Rodder with 2 goals, 5 this afternoon. 2-5 for the big forward. And the Swans will bring the ball back into play. Swain got it towards Waitman, who got the ball over towards Sutton, who went inboard, and the kick's okay. Oh, Jack Bewley comes across, takes a nice mark in front of Domich. Wastes no time, does Jack. Right foot kick, inside 50, Swans, 4-on-1 v Rodder. Numbers prevail, but somehow, as a party got through the congestion, quick hands to Spiteri. Kick across the body, bread and butter, classy player, quality finish. About time! And the Devils get their 7th goal of the afternoon. 7-13-55, Darley. Trail Ballarat 13-7-85. 20 scoring shots apiece. A different story on the scoreboard. It's the Swans who lead by 30 points. Quick look around the grounds. Melton South lead by 63. Melton lead Lake Winderee by 63. East Point lead Bacchus Marsh by 46. We're back in the middle of the ground here. Bewley through traffic, got hands. Good to Cousins. Went by hand to Ankrum. Got around Dreber. Went back through traffic. Kick has to be good. It was, and found Page. So Page attacking side of the middle of the ground. Keeps the ball low. Goes in the Cadman direction, and Joel comes out and takes a mark in front of Fraser. So the high right foot kick got 2 to beat here. Bewley wanting a free kick, but the umpire let it go. Somehow it fell into the hands of Bewley. He had 3 or 4 to beat. I don't know how he got hand to ball, but he managed to get ball to boot in the end and dribble the ball across the face and out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Of course, the youngest of the Cadmans, Aaron, playing this afternoon up in Ballarat, kick 5 for the Rebels. Boundary throw-in. Tap 1 by Tanner. Chance here for Gardner over the football. Hunting, and how will it sit for him? It still doesn't. Page, Lynn's assistant, overruns the footy, and now the Swans are away. But a tight hand pass to open space, only went as far as Lawler. And the young fella's kick was effective and found Page, who kept the kick low, found Rodder, come out on the lead and took a juggling chest mark about 25 to 30 metres out from goal. So the big fella's kicked about 2 goals, 5 this afternoon. 2-6, thanks Vicky. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal here to narrow the margin to 24. Leans back on the kick, and he's missed again. So 2-7 for Rodder. 2 goals, 7, if you don't mind. Could have been a big day for the big boy, but no, not this afternoon. So Darley register another behind. They're 14th of the afternoon. They're 7-14. They trail by 29 points. Hot footy here. Cadman taken over the line for a boundary. Throw-in right in front of us here in the broadcast position. Half forward. Outer side of the ground. Darley 56, trail Ballarat 85. There's the throw-in. Liston went without it at ground levels. Hot footy, got a bit of a leg break. Spiteri over the footy. Now it's caught between his legs. The umpire makes the right call and will pick the ball up on half forward. Outer side of the ground. The Swans have led at every change here. Darley have really struggled to impact with majors and just behinds as a party in front. Tackle bailed up there by Mooney. Had no prior. Good decision by the umpire. There will be a ball up 49 metres away from the Darley goal. 7.5 minutes remain in this final term. Cobras managed to kick 5 in 10 minutes last week against the Panthers as Young hacks the ball out. Good defensive spoil there. Fell into the hands of Baker. Right foot kick. Won't get the journey. Rodder in front gets the ball thumped away from him and through for a rush behind. Get him a powerful right leg for Christmas. Be on the shopping list at the Bakers. So 7-15 Darley, 57 Ballarat 13-7-85. 28 points, 7 minutes to go. Kick in was a tied one there from Swain through traffic. Young's been good. Hand pass was ordinary. There's been a turnover here. Prendergast sends the ball to outside centre wing, and the mark's been taken there by Mitch Ward. Tried hard today, keeps the kick low in the Bewley direction, takes a nice mark. on half forward. Darley have had a good passage here the last 3 or 4 minutes. How about that for a kick if you don't mind? And as a party takes an uncontested mark right in front of Sutton, we'll go back and have a shot on goal for a chance to kick his third of the afternoon. So just a tick over 6 minutes remain in this final term. Darley trailed by 28. So as a party, we'll have a shot here to kick his third of the afternoon. This is the one you don't miss at training. How are you going to go on match day? More often than not, off to the left through for a minor score and another point for Darley. 7-16-58. They've had 3 more scoring shots than Ballarat and trailed by 27 points if you don't mind. So Fraser, left foot kick, goes to the outer side. Plenty of penetration with the left foot kick. Young nearly took the mark. Quick hands over towards Azapati. His kick smothered. It's on the defensive 50. Mooney with ball in hand. Tackled. What's the umpire going to do? I'll have it. So it's on the attacking 50 for the Devils. Ballarat have led at every change. They lead 13-7-85. Darley 7-16-58. So Darley have brought up there 23 shots on goal for the afternoon. They're average, but just haven't got it done. Clearing kick out of defence there from Fraser. The Swans got a horrible bounce. They had 2 players in leading into the race for the football, allowed the Devils back into it. Luck's a fortune, but somehow it spits back out to Fraser, who goes along the line but misses everything and out of bounds on the full. So it'll be the Devils to bring the ball back into play. Mitch Ward with ball in hand. He's had the job on the enviable job on Hooper this afternoon. Hooper has 3 goals. He's probably had half a dozen disposals, but that's the way he goes about it. 3 goals a game he averages, and he's getting it done again. There's the kick to half forward from the Devils. Chance here for the big Domich. Ball at ground level, and the umpire will come in and effect the ball up. Centre wing members side of the ground here at Darley Park. It's Ballarat 85 who lead Darley 58 by 27 points. It's the ball up, tap one there by Young. Liston grabs the footy, then he's bailed up by Bewley. And there'll be a ball up on centre wing members' side. So, while the Devils have had more scoring shots, Ballarat have thoroughly deserved their lead here today. They've been far more effective, and weight of numbers around the contest will prevail this afternoon, you will think, with a tick under 4 minutes to go in this final term. Centre wing members side of the ground.
6 minutes to go.
Is there? Oh, okay, we've got 6 minutes to go, if you don't mind. Oh, well, an extra 3 minutes. As Cousins hacks the ball forward. Sun in their eyes. Players set themselves. Ball at ground level. Bishop tries to do the sharking. His hands were quick for Johnson. Went to Baker. He's on his left. Shot across the face of goal. Through for a minor score. So, there's another point for Darley. 7-17-59. Trail Ballarat 13-7-85. Maybe they go down to the shooting range on their bye, Vicky. Take the boys down to the shooting range on their bye. So the kick in from Fraser, got it to Waitman, who gave it back to Fraser. Nice long left foot kick towards half-back. Players set themselves. A nice mark taken there by Cadman. Speaking of Duncan, who goes short. And Lawler marks, didn't know Hooper was behind him. Lucky he didn't go and play on there, the youngster. Now he'll kick the ball back towards Van Leith, who ran around to half forward, then sets it out in front of Rodder at the back. Couldn't take the mark. Ball at ground level. Dawson's hand pass was smothered cleverly by Cousins over the shoulder. And a good decision made there by the central umpire, because the one inside the forward 50 was blinded with players with their backs turned, and Cousins will go back and have a shot on goal from about 45 metres out. 7-17-59 Darley trailed Ballarat 13-7-85. The last 8 or 9 minutes played in Darley's half. They're just chipping away, kicking point. We'll see how Cousins can go from here. Cousins' kick gets the thumbs up from the umpire. The players come in and give a belated celebration as they finally convert a set shot there, the Devils. But it's all going to be too late, you would think. There's tick over 5 minutes to go. 65 Darley, trail Ballarat 85. It's 8-17 if you don't mind. Ballarat 13-7. 5 minutes to go, is there? Long quarter. We're back in the middle of the ground here. It's a 20-point lead to Ballarat. Darley, get the ball, hustle it forward. Fraser was good, and so's that kick. Out of the off half back towards Blackburn. He'll take some seconds off the clock and kick it back. The kick's all right. So it's Sutton with ball in hand. Goes short. Finds Waitman. Good play, this bloke. Plays on a half back and covers the ground. Gets plenty of the ball. There's a nice measured kick wide. James was up to the task. Could have played on there, but chose not to. Can go short again. Free kick on Garner. We'll go against Spiteri. So important seconds here. Garner will go short to Liston. So 4 or 5 uncontested marks pretty much there for the Swans. As Liston plays on, goes by hand to Blackburn. His right foot kick goes to the pocket. Players set themselves in from the side. Hooper couldn't take the mark, kept it inside. Banana kick smothered by Lawler. Over the line, out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw in. So 8-17-65 Darley, trail Ballarat 13-7-85. 20-point ball game in favour of the visiting Swans. There's the throw in, chance for Gibson, quick hands, fell in the hands of Prendergast, goes dribbling, kick along the ground. That's the sealer. If it wasn't over before, it's all over now. Prendergast gets his first of the afternoon. I speak of Carter. And Ballarat get their 14th of the afternoon. They're 14-7-91. They lead Ballarat they lead Darley 8-17-65. 26-point ball game here at Darley Park. Let's go around the grounds. East Point lead Packer Smash by 51. Melton lead Lake Windaree by 63. And they're still asleep at Sunbury. Sunbury v Redan. Sebas lead Melton South at three-quarter time by 3 goals. We'll get an update score there later. All right, back in the middle of the ground here, James and Bewley. Bewley prevails, just runs away with the ball out of the middle of the ground. Tanner gets the ball thumped away from him by Perry. Looks like there's going to be a rush behind here. And it's their 18th behind of the afternoon. Darley 8-18-66. Trail Ballarat 14-7-91. So the ball to come back into play. Rodder with 2 goals, 7 today. They go along the line. Kicks okay. Only as far as Mooney. Simpson with pace runs out of bounds. And the boundary umpire will bring it back. So there'll be a boundary throw-in out of side centre wing here in the dying minutes of this round 7 match between Darley and Ballarat. Ballarat have led at every change and lead by 26 at the moment. There's the throw-in. Players at the back, Darley for once have got numbers around the ball, but somehow the Swans will negotiate through Liston. He went to soccer. Page has tried hard, so too Cousins. Got it to Bewley. Hands over the top to Azapati. Had to stretch. Ran to 50. What's he going to do? He's going to give it back to Bewley through traffic. How's the finish? Bumps off one. Oh, all class, if you don't mind. Puts it through Bewley. No, he doesn't. Oh, he's hit the post. Oh, my goodness. There's Darley's 6th poster of the afternoon. But they'll send the ball back to attack. Jack Bewley goes towards brother Brett. Ball at ground level. Baker, quick hands, went straight to Domich. And his hand pass went back to Duncan Cabin. Right foot kick across the body to half forward. Some tired bodies out there. Page leads into the race. Swain leading assistance. Page was terrific but outnumbered. Managed to get a hand pass away. Ball goes to ground. And whistle imminent. There it is. There'll be a ball up about 50 metres around from the Darley goal. So Darley 8-19, I think they are now. 67, Ballarat 14-7-91. How long to go, Vicky? 2.5 minutes. As Cousins releases the ball in the Rodder direction. Couldn't take the mark. He goes to ground. He can't believe it. He's just holding his head at the moment. Very frustrated is Rodder as the ball gets the defensive 50. And Darley got ball in hand now. So they need the big fella to get up and present again. There he goes. He just puts his hand up. Tries to present. They go short to Spiteri. 50 metres out from goal. It's just been a Frustrating day for Darley. A woeful day in front of the sticks. Ballarat have been good. Rodder on the second grab. Doesn't get paid the mark. Waitman might have got it, but he goes onto the right boot, gets tackled. Ball spills free. Good defence there by the Swans. And the umpire's picked out a free kick, and it's going to go the way of... No, he's going to ball it up. So 25 metres out from the Darley goal. 9 minutes. It's got to be about 90 seconds left. Tap one there by McGrath, and the umpire says, I'll have it, and you'll ball it up. So 5-12-42, Darley trailed Ballarat 11-6-72 at three-quarter time. So the umpire's picked out a free kick here. And it's going to go the way of Darley. It's going to go to Johnson. So in this quarter, Darley have added 3 goals, 6, if you don't mind, to Ballarat's 3 goals, 1. So, inaccuracy, the order of the afternoon for the Devils. The Swans had their kicking boots on in front of goal. So the shot on goal will get to the teeth. Players set themselves. Tanner in front, couldn't take the mark, couldn't get a birthday goal. As the ball gets brought out, Ankram's caught one over the shoulder, and that'll be a free kick to Ankram.
What's on the outside? What's on the outside?
And they're still carrying on, the Swans, as Ankram sends the ball to the top of the square. Right on the target, got it! 2 goals, 7, he's kicked the big fella. So he wastes no time, sets sail for the judge. Now he's got 3 goals, 7. So Rodder gets his 3rd. And Darley get another one. It's been Darley all this final term. But they've just been 9-19-73 Darley, if you don't mind. Ballarat 14-7-91. It's an 18-point ball game. And we're down to...
8 goals, kick 1 goal.
Thanks, mate. He needs a job with Uber, that bloke. Keep him in a car with the windows up. Back in the middle of the ground here, tap one by McGrath, only as far as Bewley. Couldn't quite gather cleanly. Bails up James. The umpire says, I'll have it, and you'll ball it up. How long we got left, Vicky? 32 seconds. So Ballarat are going to win on the road here, and thoroughly deserved win at that, as McGrath wins the tap. Kennedy running onto the footy. Will it sit for him? No, it won't. Umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going to go Darley's way. It's going to go to Murley. Right foot kick goes out wide. Nice grab taken there by Cadman, who's trying hard today. Plays on by hand. Got it to Page. Been good. Right foot kick out wide towards Azapati. Couldn't take the mark. Ball goes to ground. Pushing up there was Young. Good defence there from Sutton. Finds the safety of the boundary line. Over the line for a boundary throw-in. About 50 metres around from the Darley goal. There goes the siren to end the round 7 Apple 98.5 FM's match of the round between Darley and Ballarat. It's Ballarat who have led at every change to get it done. 14-7-91 have defeated Darley 9-19-73. 28 scoring shots to 21 in favour of the Devils, but it's the Swans who prevailed on the scoreboard to get it done by 18 points after leading by 30 at the final change. All honest with the Swans, congratulations. And let's go through the goal scorers for Ballarat. Hooper finished with 3, Aidan Domich 3, Dawson 3, Gibson, Liston, Blackburn, Prendergast and Daniel Kennedy 1 each. Whilst for Darley, Nick Rodder kicked 3 goals, 7. Andy has a party 2, Dylan Bishop 2, and Joel Cadman kicked 1 as well. And around the grounds, East Point 51 points up on Bacchus Marsh. Melton 53 points up, 63 up on